7/24 on your Wednesday. We are here with Oklahoma City Police Chief Bill Citty, who's answering your questions. That's one of the best parts about this show. You get to ask questions in real time to our newsmakers. And Liz from Facebook wants to know, and this is something a lot of people are asking, will these budget cuts that we have been talking about impact the department getting body cameras? We've been talking about body cameras all over the country. This is a hot button issue.
Right. Well, it could. I mean, it could. I mean, the cameras and the storage of the videos are very expensive. So, but any budget cut could. We just have to decide where we're going to be able to put the dollars and how many we have. Now, we are applying for a federal grant for the next round of cameras, and hopefully, if we get that, then we'll be able to purchase those cameras with federal dollars.
All right, we'll continue to follow that with you as well. And Dennis, he wants to know, why don't they, I guess meaning police, ever set up their DUI checkpoints near bars and clubs and sports complexes?
Well, for one thing, I've always thought that the checkpoints, even though arresting DUIs is very important, people driving is a very serious issue, our priorities in many cases are getting to calls for service, serious calls for service. Just so happens about the same time that you would set up roadblocks for DUI in the evening hours or nighttime hours is one of the busiest times for calls for service for people whose lives may be threatened. So we prioritize that also. We've decided not to do that over the years and take calls for service, which we think is much more priority.
Moving now to a little bit the more personal side. A lot of people want to know what your day is like, and David wants to know, have you arrested anyone this week?
I have not arrested anybody this week. I think the last time I arrested somebody was probably about 8 years ago, and it was helping a security guard in a mall who had several individuals that he was having to deal with. So I've got a lot of people to do that, though, and my job's usually in the office as an administrator, which I'd rather be out in the street in many cases. It'd be a lot of fun. That's what I came down here to do years and years ago. So.
You said kids often ask you, did you get a bad guy this week? Did you arrest anyone this week?
Right, and I hate to disappoint him, but Chief of Police doesn't do a whole lot of that.
Well, was this something that you had envisioned doing since you were a kid?
Never. As chief? Never. I didn't envision it even moving up. As when I got to be a major, I always said that was not something that I chose to strive for, but here I am 13 years as chief, and probably the longest chief in the history of the department. And I'm proud that I did this, and I'm proud of the people that I work with, and we've got a great department.
Regardless of whether or not you saw this trajectory, we're certainly glad that it took you there, because we are so glad to have you as our chief, and so glad to have you as our guest this morning. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Chief Citty, thanks for joining us. Coming up, we ask U.S. Senator James Lankford his feedback